Hello, beautiful people of the internet. Welcome back to the Games and Culture Podcast, episode 46. That
I think
sounds
so.
right. I didn't check.
It's your 45 or 46. I'm pretty sure it's 46. I think you're right.
I'm gonna lock in 46. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. I'll find out when I upload it if I'm wrong, but let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. We are back with the podcast. Sorry that this is a little bit late. There's some Chloe's been sick, so we know we promised to be back on the schedule, but shit happens. So, but we're back. We're here.
Mhm.
We're here.
Nature
And
had a different idea.
yes, a major show. This show. If you came here looking for good news, there is none. Sorry.
Turn back now.
Check back next episode. But these are probably the three biggest news stories to hit in a very long time. I would say probably the three biggest news stories since the massive Xbox layoffs of last year. So big show, big, sad, depressing show. Unfortunately,
Like everything else in the world right now, everything sucks. Everything sucks.
I actually saw a funny. Pokopia came out today, the day of recording. And I saw a funny video of this girl holding a Switch 1 in her hand, and she said, "Man, I'm so excited to play this new cozy game and ignore the terrors of the outside world," referencing Animal Crossing. And then it flips, and she's holding a Switch 2, and she says the exact same thing, referencing Pokopia. It's like, yeah, all right, here we are, and the world turns.
Yeah.
So,
God.
yeah. I mean, if we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat it, right? I think we're repeating it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just supplant COVID with war in Iran and measles, and here we are, 2020, brand new.
2003, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green came out. We're lying about going to a war in the Middle East. It's 2026. Fire Red and Leaf Green come out. We're lying about a war to go to the war in the Middle East.
Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. But yes, geopolitics we will not be getting into in this episode, thankfully. But talking about a little bit of Pokemon, we will. I have been playing Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green. Cool, great, awesome. I miss how good old Pokemon games used to be. They're giving it Pokemon Home support, so that means it's not completely worthless. I think a lot of people are upset about the $20 price tag, but since they're doing Pokemon Home support, that doesn't matter anymore to me, honestly. Do I think they should have just baked it into the Switch Online service? Yeah.
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 I'm paying for that. And it's a little, that price is a little steep for me. But I kind of also just don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not getting it. So, but it should have been. I think it should have been at the very minimum. Like, put at least into the higher tier. Like, if I'm paying the $50 a year tier, I should be.
Well, it is the Game Boy Advance ones are only part of the expansion pack, so it already is. Yeah.
I thought it was the lower tier.
No,
I sort of tell which tiers where.
So the lower tier is NES, SNES, Game Boy, and then the upper tier is everything else. So Dreamcast, N64, Sega Genesis, and Game Boy Advance.
And GameCube. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, then because I'm paying $50 here, it should have been in there, like straight up.
Yeah, but I think it has something to do with them having to change the code of the game to incorporate Pokemon Home support. So like, I get it, but at the same time, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's only $20. Fuck, who cares? Like, Pokemon Company's gonna Pokemon Company. But I played the first hour or so of Pokopia today. Pretty fun.
Okay.
Pretty fun. It's now the highest rated Pokemon game of all time.
That's the wild thing. That's what I've heard. Some really good reviews. I did not expect that to happen.
Yeah, everybody said it's literally just Pokemon Minecraft, but whereas Minecraft's a little bit more open, Pokemon guides you a little bit more and stuff, gives you like actual clear goals. So if you thought if you didn't know what to do in Minecraft, or you didn't just like how like open it was, like Pocopio, I think it's a good replacement to that, because it kind of gives you, it doesn't say do this, do this, do this, do this. It just kind of gives you a guiding hand of like, hey, here's some shit you could do. So
it makes sense. It wasn't a game I was wasn't on my radar. I'm not going to get it. It's not my type of thing, but I am pleasantly surprised it's reviewing well. So
yeah,
especially that well.
yeah, Koei Tecmo made it, so like decent pedigree there. So I'm gonna play it. I'm not gonna spend too much time with it right now, because another thing dropped today that I'm even more excited for than Pocopia. Slay the Spire 2 entered early access today. If you don't know what Slay the Spire is, it's a turn-based card game roguelike, and it's so much fucking fun. And so now we finally have the second one entering early access. Early reviews have been pretty good. I'm excited to jump into it probably later this weekend. But my whole world stops next Friday, so all of this doesn't matter.
That's valid.
Monster Hunter Stories 3, baby. Monster Hunter Stories 3.
Speaking of Capcom, that's what I've been playing with. Resident Evil 9 Requiem just came out over the weekend. I haven't been able to play as much as I've wanted to, because that's when I got sick. So when the weekend I was just kind of like, but and then work and stuff like that. So I want to play more, but this weekend I'm gonna really be able to go hard on it. But the little I have played, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Since we've kind of entered this Resident Evil renaissance with starting at RE7. My personal favorites that were the 2 remake and the 4 remake, and 9 feels just like, why not both? You have Grace's gameplay, which is just literally survival horror. You can play. One of the things I actually really like about this, I thought was really cool, is you can put in your settings either characters. You can play both Grace and Leon, and Grace plays more like survival horror. Leon plays more action horror.
Yeah.
Either character can be played in either first or third person.
Yeah.
They recommend Grace to play in first for the survival horror, and for Leon to play in third. I prefer third for both, so that's what I do. So Grace again feels like RE2, Leon feels like RE4. So you're getting best of both worlds in this game.
I've heard like nothing but good things about the pacing of the game, because it flip-flops between the 2 characters. I've heard that there's lots of like moments where you'll go through an area scared as shit as Grace, and then get to blaze through that area later on as Leon, and it's like a catharsis, kind of like very like interesting tempo of like, I think a lot of times in gaming, start stop is the wrong sort of tempo, but I think Capcom has nailed this in terms of the horror genre with start stop in terms of like how you feel. So I think that's pretty cool, kind of new age game design going into these kind of things.
Oh yeah, I would argue for the new trilogy, because 7, 8, 9, I 9's in the path. I think it might be the best one of the 3. It might get that pretty easily. And this feels like an early game of the year contender. It's really good. So there's a couple of times where I actually got really scared playing as Grace, because I'm like, trying to, because I'm walking around with like 2 bullets and or an herb. I'm like, okay, I need to survive somehow. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking for this puzzle thing. All of a sudden, this giant monster just comes bursting through the wall. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and that's why I don't play those games. That's why I don't play those games. But I mean, it is super exciting. I mean, like we've talked about this multiple times on the show, that Capcom is just on another level right now. I mean, yes, did I give my disappointing game of the year last year to fucking Monster Hunter Wilds? Yes, I did. Does that make it a bad game? No, it's still a really great game. I personally was disappointed in it. They haven't made a bad game since what? Street Fighter V's original launch.
Yeah, and by the end of it, a lot of people liked Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
No, they turn around. I mean, everyone makes a few missteps. Monster Hunter Wilds was a bit of a misstep. Resident Evil 3 remake was a bit of a misstep. So like their pacing for the Street Fighter 6 DLC is a little leaves some bit of desires, because sometimes they just go months at a time with nothing. So they're not perfect, but they are definitely a complete flip flop of what they were during like the 360 PS3 generation.
Yeah, because they during I mean, if we had AI slop back then, that's what Capcom games would have been, is AI slop. If you told me today that Resident Evil 5 was written by AI, I'd been like, yeah, I could see that.
Or 6, both of them,
or
5
6.
and 6.
Honestly, 6 probably more so than 5. But yeah, Capcom's just been on a tear. I can't wait for my little portion of Capcom this early spring with Monster Hunter Stories 3. Cannot wait.
We still get Pragmata in April.
Yes. And both of us will be playing that one.
And I'm then crossing my fingers. Please, Capcom, give me Ace Attorney 7 or something.
Isn't there a Capcom Presents sometime soon? I feel like
there was today, but it was just going over stuff that's coming out that we already knew.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, I figured there wasn't any Ace Attorney because I figured you'd text me if you saw it and there was. So
yeah, no, I would have. We would have had a direct conversation right now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's not possible yet. I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's gotta happen. It's just gotta happen. It has to happen. What do you think is gonna come out first, Kingdom Hearts 4 or Ace Attorney 7?
That's a tough one because I don't think the thing about Ace Attorney 7 is I don't think once it's announced there'll be a lot of time in between announcement and release.
Yes,
I think we're talking months.
Capcom's been really good about that. Capcom really never announces anything that's more than like 6 months out.
True, and Ace Attorney, once we love it, it's still a niche franchise for them. It doesn't need a whole lot of build up, like a Street Fighter or a Resident Evil would. So as it's possible. I mean, as of right now, we know Kingdom Hearts 4 officially exists.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Ace Attorney 7, we don't know, but once we know, if it does come to fruition, then it's going to come out. So
that's true. That's a good point. But where is it, Capcom? Just give it to us. Just we've been so good. Just give it to us.
Please.
We're literally buying between the two of us. We're buying every game that you've released so far. Because I'm buying Monster Hunter Stories 3. You bought Resident Evil Requiem. We're both buying Pragmata. Like, come on, Capcom. Do it for the Games and Culture channel. Come on.
Please.
Our best video, our like highest viewed video is a video about an Ace Attorney clone. Like, come on. Capcom, we've been so good. I'm not even asking for a review code. I'll buy it. I'll give you the money for it. Like, it's fine. Let's make it happen. Let's just make it happen. Let's just make it happen. Okay. I actually did buy the 456 package. I'd been kind of holding off on it, and it went on sale. So I was like, well, let's go ahead and get it. And I booted it up, and just hearing the first little bit of music, I'm like, oh fuck, shit. I want to play all of them again.
I've been watching the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen, and a friend of mine has been telling me there's a character coming up that's essentially a depressed lawyer who's a defense lawyer who has big issues with the legal system in that show. And it's like, if he says objection, I'm gonna lose my shit.
This is your formal, like, you go play fucking Ace Attorney. The series is great. You can buy all 6 games in a single package, and if you enjoy those, you can go play the great Ace Attorney, as well as the Miles Edgeworth Investigations. You can literally have the whole franchise.
The only game that's not available on modern systems is the crossover with Professor Layton.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, so go play them. I think both of our favorites are 3. I think the twist. I don't think you could ever. I don't think you could ever do anything as good as that fucking last evidence call.
But Great Ace Attorney 2.
Oh yeah.
This is close.
I would still put Ace Attorney 2 over Great Ace Attorney 2, but Great Ace Attorney 2
really?
Yes.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Fucking the whole twist in the 4th episode is just
fucking. That's true.
Trying to do the right thing while like still pursuing justice. Like, come on.
You're right. I mean, we can have a whole.
Yeah, we gotta move on.
Yeah.
We gotta move on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll just fucking. This is not the Glaze Ace Attorney show. As much as I want it to be.
We may have to do an episode about Ace Attorney in the future, but not right now.
Oh no, we'd have to do individual episodes for every game because we would just go on. If we did all of them in one video, it would probably be like an 8-hour video. Like we can't do that.
We'll see.
we can't do that.
We can workshop something. We can workshop something.
All right, let's get into the news. No more fun. Everything's terrible. The world's burning down. This is like I said, go play Ace Attorney. It'll make you feel better.
This was the happy part of the episode.
Yes, it was.
It's downhill from here.
Yes. So let's get into what's the smallest story. And this is gonna sound weird because I said it's a small story. Highguard is shutting down, to the surprise of very few people.
Didn't even last 2 months.
No, it did not, but it did last longer than Concord, and that's what's most important here. It lasted like 3 times as long. It lasted like 3 times as long. So yeah, Highguard is permanently shutting down next Thursday, March 12th. Before it does, it will get one final update with a new character, a new weapon, skill trees, and some other shit.
It's probably already dropped by now, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's already out. But I'm looking at a IGN article about it. Their statement made on the official Wildlight Twitter account. Since launch, more than 2 million players stepped into Highguard's world. You shared feedback, created content, and many believed in what we were building. For that, we are deeply grateful. Despite this passion and hard work of our team, we have not been able to build a sustainable player base to support the game long term. Servers will remain online until March 12th. We hope you'll jump in with us one more time to show your support and get those final great matches in while you can. The team is excited to release one final game update to enjoy the remaining life of the game. We'll be adding a new warden, what's what they call the characters, new weapon, account level progression, and skill trees. Account level progression the week before you closed at shop. Sure. From all of us at Wildlight, thank you for playing and supporting us and for being part of Highguard's story. Yeah. So, like I said, this is not a surprise to anybody that has remotely knowledge of Highguard. It did launch with really promising numbers, reaching over 100,000 concurrent players on Steam, and within days that had dropped off like 95%, and just kept falling from there. Looking at what they've got going on right now for Highguard, let's see how many people are online right now playing some Highguard. Right now, 370 people in on Steam right now. And obviously it did release on Xbox and PlayStation, and we don't ever know their player counts, but Steam for this particular game in general
it can't be much higher.
Yeah, is a good benchmark. And like I said, it hit its all-time peak concurrent players of 97,000 2 months ago, and it's just been dropping steadily. Within the last 24 hours, it peaked to 615. So when Wildlight says they don't have enough players to sustain, to keep the lights on, I mean, it's true. Reportedly, Tencent helped fund this thing, and I'm sure that they want their return on investment, and we're not seeing it. And this really lends itself, I mean, that's the news of it, right? And so this really lends itself to a broader conversation of what happened. You know, it's really, really interesting. So, Josh Sobel, a developer who worked on Highguard, before getting let go when they did the layoffs 2 or 3 weeks ago, shared that the game had turned into a joke from minute one, largely due to false assumptions made about $1 million ad placement. He goes on to say, within minutes, it was decided this game was dead on arrival, and creators now had free rage bait content for a month. Every one of our videos on social media got downvoted to hell. Comment sections were flooded with copy-paste memes and phrases such as Concord 2 or Titanfall 3 died for this. At launch, we received 14,000 review bombs from users with less than an hour of playtime. Many didn't even finish the required tutorial. Um, Man, to be fair, Highguard, Wildlight did respond to some of that criticism. A lot of the criticism said that 3v3 was too small, so they added in a 5v5 mode, like literally like 5 days after the release of the game. They were doing all the right things, but just couldn't bring people back, it looks like. And so, I mean, I'll open up this to discussion. Like, what do you think were the contributing factors to this? Did Jeff Keighley send this game out to die?
I don't think he's not the majority to blame. I think there is a bit of egg on his face with this whole thing.
Yes.
But I don't think he's like the main problem why this game failed. I guess I'll take it from the first thing where we'll play a little bit on his shoulders is he needs to know at this point that you can't put this game at last. Like, and I understand he thought that was cool and he wanted to highlight it, and that's fine. But there's a better way to do that during the middle of the show.
Because again, but Star Wars: The Old Republic game was middle of the show. The huge Divinity announcement was in the middle of the show.
Mega Man returning was right before that.
Say what?
Mega Man returning with a whole ass orchestra was announced before Highguard. Like, that would have been better. The problem is he has to understand, like, and I said this when the Game Awards were happening, like, well, you had that issue of everyone knew Expedition 3 was going to win. So there was no intensity going into that award. So you needed the last announcement to carry us into the end of the show. That didn't happen. But even then, even if we had a year that wasn't that way, or like 2024, where no one knew Ashbot was going to be the winner going into it, this isn't the first year where he's put a dud at the end. And I think Jeff Keighley needs to understand that you have the most watched gaming event every year at this point. Yeah. There comes responsibility. Too. It's still growing. He needs to responsibility. Nintendo has mastered the art of the one more thing.
Yeah.
But there's an importance to that. He has to understand that the one more thing needs to be something that he's into, but something he can tell like everyone is going to be excited about. Like, I'm pretty sure that the 24 was Intergalactic was the final announcement. That was the final thing. Which that makes sense because it's a Naughty Dog game. Everyone knows Naughty Dog. It's a PlayStation studio, has a large pedigree. That makes sense being the end. As a new no-name studio, like just say, from the makers of Apex Legends, but like even that, Apex Legends is not even the most played battle royale. It's not even close anymore. It fought Fortnite for like a year, and it fell off. Like, it's still around, but Fortnite's still the easy king of the battle royale genre. And the battle royale genre, besides Fortnite, is really just not as popular as it once was. Games like Marvel Rivals have taken a spot. Valorant, Overwatch is making a comeback. Like, it's just saying by the creators of Apex Legends, it's not enough.
Yeah. And so you mentioned Overwatch there. You're coming into an extremely crowded field of hero shooters. Like, you have two behemoths of Overwatch and Marvel Rivals duking it out, and you're trying to find space. Like,
and with characters that, I'm sorry, looked very generic. Marvel Rivals has Marvel characters, timeless characters, which also their own art style is immaculate. Yep. In Overwatch, while yes, these are original characters, they were look great from day one 10 years ago, and they still look good. So, but that art style they went for Highguard just doesn't mesh. He needed more discernment, is my point. He needed more discernment for this. He went where he did, put way too much pressure on this game, and it did hurt it.
And but I think that also... I was going to add on to that point. He made the game disappoint people before it was even out. Nobody wanted it to be that final thing. If you had put it in the middle of the show, there would have been legitimately people interested in it. But since it was the final thing, you like you said, put so much pressure on this and then disappointed potential fans right out of the gate. You and I looked at each other and said, we're not playing this.
No. I also said this at the at the Game Awards too, like as
Oh,
dispatch. What?
your Discord kind of froze for a second there.
Okay. We good? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
I would say, as much as I love Dispatch, putting Dispatch at the end of 24 Game of Year would have been a bad idea. We would have put too much pressure on it. Putting in the middle, like, oh, okay, people thought about it. And now, a Dispatch 2 could be the showstopper now because everyone now knows that name.
Yeah.
But at the time, 2024, that probably wouldn't have been the right call.
No.
So, as I said, he needs at least more discernment. And also, specifically, with Highguard, it's a live service game. Dog, live service games are cratering. Like the problem with a single player game versus the live service game, and we can we'll talk about this more I guess a little bit later too.
Yeah.
The crux of the matter is everyone has their live service games at this point.
Yep.
I'm not dropping Fortnite at this point. Fortnite is just my eternal live service game that's just not going to go away.
Yeah.
Like I had more rivals kind of there with it, but they've kind of lost me with some of the gameplay decisions they've made. But Overwatch has come to take its spot, but that's an old one. Like, I'm not looking to gain more. Most people have them now. Yeah. It's really hard market.
To add to that point there, so Wildlight originally wanted to shadow drop this just like Apex Legends did in 2019. And the story is that Jeff went to play it, loved it, offered them the spot for free. So they wanted to shadow drop it. That also wouldn't have worked because, to your point,
market.
Unlike in 2019, live service games are a dime a dozen, and everybody has 2 or 3 that they're spending a shit ton of time with. I'm not dropping League of Legends or Overwatch. It's just not happening. It's just not happening.
No.
So where I'm gonna fit time in for a third, typically that third is Destiny around like content releases and stuff. But the second that content release is done, I throw that out the window and I'm focusing on my main 2 again. Like there's not enough room in that space anymore. No. So shadow dropping it also wouldn't have been the answer because everybody's got it.
Short 18 was the birth of live service, so yeah, you could have got away with it then, but yeah, that game's over now. Like compared to single player games, like I guess about Resident Evil 9, but Resident Evil 9 is going to end, and when it's done, put it away, and I play the next thing.
Yeah,
it stays in the pocket, but that's fine. A lot of people do that. There's space in the single player game because when we put it top, bunch of indie games last year, or our top 10 game of the year list, we moved on from game to game to game because they eventually had an end. Live servers inherently don't.
Yeah.
It's just not, the market's saturated at this point.
Yes. And let me be clear. I love the fact that Jeff Keighley went and visited Wildlife and then decided that he wanted to highlight their work because he loved it so much. That's awesome. I hope Jeff continues to do that despite this whole kerfuffle. But he has to realize, just like you said, he's got a fuck ton of power.
Yeah.
Like, he can make games or he can break them.
It does tell me, like, for a while there was a bit of, before, maybe, when the Game Awards were started and Jeff Keighley's, wasn't too familiar with him, there was a this guy's just in it for the money type of thing. But him how he felt with Highguard tells him he does actually like genuinely care about video games. But as I reiterate, he also has a lot of responsibility now. This is a massive show. You, in a sense, you were too successful at what you created, Jeff. So you do need to wield that now responsibly.
Yeah,
and you kind of have to give it to someone that, again, everyone's just gonna be around with, not a live service nobody.
Yeah. And so let's move away from Jeff Keighley. We've already spoke about his piece. I mean, he really did set this game up for failure. But then Wildlight really didn't do anything with the momentum. They had a lot of impressions right out of the gate.
No.
But didn't do anything with them. They went radio silent for 26 days. Well, no, 2 months because the Game Awards happened early December and they released on, I think, like January 26th. So for 2 months, they didn't say anything. Their trailer was not good enough to say what this game was.
No. I was going to say, I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, I still put most of the blame at Wildlight. I think it was Wildlight's feet. Yeah, Wildlight's feet. I put most of the blame still there because, one, you made this game. You didn't read the tea leaves have been here for everything we said about the live service thing. The tea leaves have been there. The writing's been on the wall, and you still did it. And again, how many times has a game that looks like Highguard in terms of like its style, like these bland characters, how many of these has crashed and burned? Like at a certain point, you have to realize like this is just not going to work.
Yeah.
The warning signs were there.
Yeah. And like I said, they didn't do any marketing for the thing up to the release. Like they did it, they literally did shit the day before it released. And like that's not good enough. If you're doing the free to play thing, that means zero barrier of entry. That means you got to build hype about it. You got to explain what it is. I would have been way more inclined to check it out if I knew what the fuck it was. Is this a hero shooter? Is this a battle royale? It looks like there's kind of like MOBA capture the flag elements. Like, what are those? I see multiple heroes. They all have different abilities, but like, let's do a deep dive so I know how to play them when I fucking get into it. Like, I think back 10 years ago to the lead up to Overwatch and just how fucking genius Blizzard was at marketing the damn thing. They did multiple open betas on PC that then went to console. They did hero trailers so that you knew how to fucking play the hero, or at least had an idea of it when you got into game. Again, lowering that barrier of entry. They released all those great cinematics and like they just built all of this hype. So much hype that it killed another good game in the time, Battleborn. Battleborn, rest in peace. I actually really like that game. Overwatch fucking killed it. Because it was just, I mean, I still think the dankest move in all gaming is Overwatch doing their open beta the same day that Battleborn released. Fucking, you just took that kid's money, lunch money, like right out of his hands, and for no reason. Rest in peace, Battleborn. I played it. I loved it. It was great. I did drop it for Overwatch, but it was still good. But like, why didn't you do anything like that? It doesn't seem like there's any story to these characters. Who the fuck are they? Why would I want to play them? How do they play?
It's as we just reiterate, like the whole idea. It seems like they really want to do that shadow drop at the end. Like that just was not going to work.
No.
On top of that, with everything we just said above it, once I've heard what Highguard actually plays like, it's a really weird style of game. It's something completely new. It's like, so you need to explain that. At least with Apex, when they did their shadow drop, it's like, okay, everyone still knew about Fortnite and PUBG, Battle Royale with heroes. But other than that, it's
okay, got it. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, that's not what Highguard was. But even then, as we reiterate, the shadow drop just wasn't going to work. You mentioned Overwatch. But let's move it forward to Marvel Rivals. Yeah, again, Marvel. But their pitch was, hero shooter with Marvel characters. They still like moved on because like Overwatch at the time was kind of not a good spot. So they were like, hey, let's try and move into that space. But they still, even they had one of the biggest brands in the world, they still tried to market it because they knew just dropping a game called Marvel Rivals and not doing anything with it, like Shadow Drop, would not have worked.
Yeah, they still did the hero reveal trailers. They did a collaboration comic with Marvel Comics. Like, there's a bunch of marketing things to get people into what Marvel Rivals was. And again, fucking I almost said Concord. Highguard had none of that. At least Concord had a fucking like an idea to do story. Like, they had a story trailer. I just want to point that out. Concord had a story trailer that was actually mildly interesting.
So you just said that Sony did put more marketing into Concord than Wildlight put into Highguard. Now that you say that, that actually is true.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you beat Concord, I'll give you that, but like, the bar was in hell.
Yeah, like
you survived. You survived a month longer than Concord did.
So like, all that to say is like Wildlight also dropped the ball. Whether or not the impressions after the One More Thing trailer were positive, you still had people talking about your game, and you still had the ability to spin that narrative if you just came out and just fucking talked about it. Like, yeah, you know what? We got that one more spot because Jeff Keighley loved our game so much. Let us show you why he loved our game so much. And they never did that.
Here's the, it just kind of popped in my head. because they want to do the shadow drop thing. Okay, if you were really dedicated to the shadow drop thing, you could have told Jeff Keighley no. But you didn't. You took the last spot. That means your entire ballgame had to change of how you did your marketing, because now your game, people knew your game existed. And you went radio silent to try and redo the shadow drop method again. Like, you had 2 months to say stuff, to put trailers out. Here are our characters. Here are our stories. Here's how this game's played, because it's a unique game. It's not your typical, like, anything you played before. You needed to, people knew it, so you had to build up. It was misstep after misstep after misstep. So, like,
because like if you had, I agree with you. If you had the idea to shadow drop and you got this incredible opportunity, because it was an incredible opportunity. It was an incredible opportunity. If you used it correctly. And so I think the you're right. The advertising needed to shift with that opportunity, and it didn't. Shadow drop only works if they don't see it before.
Yeah, like, you got a plan B that went right back to your plan A after plan B just started. Like, yeah, it was missed. None of this is surprising, as we said. It's unfortunate for all the devs involved, but like, this is also, I know I said some episode I would not be shocked if this game doesn't make the year, and it didn't. It made a month and a half.
Yeah, it's still sad. I feel for everybody at Wildlight. They already did have to do a huge round of layoffs 2 or 3 weeks ago, presumably because they didn't have the player counts they needed then, and they didn't have the player counts they needed now, and that's why the game's getting shut down. I do really feel for them. But that sympathy only goes so far, because I know that they could have made this different. Like, they had the power to do this. This was like, we can put some blame in Jeff Keighley's camp for putting it out there in the way that he did, but there was ways that you could have changed and shifted that momentum. I mean, look at Overwatch right now. Overwatch has had nothing but bad press. They came out and said, all right, we hear you, we get it, we're gonna start making some changes. They roll out this new content map. They roll out this new content, like, framing, and really just show, like, hey, no, we can still do this. We can still roll with the best of them. We're still the best hero shooter on the market. Let us remind you why. And then they put their money where their mouth was. Like, there's still ways to spin bad press and to get people on your side. And I think Highguard had the ability to do that. Their weird mix of battle royale plus arena shooter kind of shit, I think, could have found a core audience that would have kept the lights on, but they didn't do enough of the groundwork. They just thought that Jeff Keighley was the golden ticket to success, when you needed to take that golden ticket, and then you still needed to run to the chocolate factory. You still needed to do the work, and they didn't.
Yeah, no. So, sad end to a sad story, but completely predictable.
Yeah.
I guess we can change the subject, but
I want to say one more thing. If you're a developer and somehow this came across your YouTube feed and you're thinking about making a live service game, fucking don't. Just don't.
It's not going to work at this point.
You're not going to make the money you think you're going to. You're not going to be able to be creative because because money is the goal of those live service games. Just don't. Stop it. Get some help.
Leave it to the ones who have the cash to do it, to take the hit. So, like, NetEase, even with Marvel Rivals, we gassed up, it was still backed by NetEase. Like, they had the cash. Overwatch, yeah, it came back from the grave, but it was backed by Blizzard.
Yeah.
So, like, Valorant is Riot. Like, most of the time are backed by companies that have the cash to withstand to get this thing off the ground.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. Just
make a dope ass fucking AA single player game, that and be passionate about it. That's the secret sauce. That's how you make money in video games, right there. It's not live service games.
We had a whole game of the year countdown. Just says that, basically.
Like, did you play games last year? Did you play any games last year? Because oddly enough, it was probably an indie or AA. So, like, that's the secret sauce. Silksong shut down every store. Like that's the secret sauce. But yes, we will move on. Speaking of Concord 2, Sony.
It was like from one shutdown that made sense to a shutdown that doesn't make any fucking sense.
From one Concord to another. Sony made some news for some boneheaded decisions over the last couple weeks. We'll start off with the biggest one. Sony shuts down Bluepoint Games. For those not in the know, Bluepoint Games is a North American studio that has done a lot of fucking remakes for Sony, all of which have been well received. Most notably, the Shadows of the Colossus remake and the Demon Souls remake, which was a PlayStation 5 console launch title. Right up there with Miles Morales as like, this is the reason why you buy a PlayStation 5 day one. And all of those games did extremely well. Bluepoint's history with PlayStation was really well documented. It was formed in 2006 by former Retro Studio employees, and they worked on the God of War collection, the Metal Gear Solid HD collection, Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. They were a support studio on games like Titanfall, Flower, and PlayStation All Stars. But again, they really hit it in 2018 with the Shadow of the Colossus remake, followed by the Demon Souls remake. And the Demon Souls remake did so well that Sony acquired them. And here we are 5 years later after that
here's the dumb thing.
Acquisition closed down.
Here's the dumb thing I want to highlight about this: how Sony buying them after today. So Demon Souls Remix comes out in 2020. 2021 they buy Bluepoint. They have Bluepoint help out finish get God of War, Sony Santa Monica get God of War Ragnarok off the door. Then they put them on a God of War live service game?
Yes. They put them on a God of War live service game during Jim Ryan's live service push. And obviously now we are pulling back from that, and so they canceled.
Pulling back from a lot of things Jim Ryan did.
Yeah. They canceled that live service game in 2020 in January of last year, so about over a year ago now. And Bluepoint was kind of just sitting on their hands, pitching ideas, but none of them landing with Sony. And so after a year of nothing, Sony closed them down. Looking at
they didn't release a single game.
Yep. After the acquisition. Yep. But so that's the news of them closing down. I will say, let me get fucking Sony's corporate speak fucking announcement out of the way of it. So I'm quoting a GameSpot article, IGN article on it. This was PlayStation's statement. Bluepoint Games is an incredibly talented team, and their technical expertise has delivered exceptional experiences for the PlayStation community. A PlayStation spokesperson told Bloomberg, "We thank them for their passion, creativity, and craftsmanship." Why are you closing them?
Why? I mean, especially with one thing we're gonna highlight later. It would be perfect to keep them around and have them do something.
Yes.
Like again, they're really good at making remakes. You have a whole catalog of things that people want back, which another game we'll get to.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, reportedly, during this time, they had pitched several games to Sony, and none of them got approved. They really like spread across the gambit. They pitched a Jak and Daxter remake that was shot down, presumably because there was a remaster that had released on the during the PS4 era. They had reported they had like pitched a couple different projects. I think even one of them was an original project, but the most damning of all of this is they pitched a Bloodborne remake.
Now, I will say with Bloodborne, with the story, Sony did actually approve that one.
And From Software turned that one down.
Which, so at that point, I get. I'm not gonna blame the Bloodborne thing on Sony particularly, because I get. Now, I'm in baffled as to why FromSoft said no.
Yeah,
but that's the head scratchers here. But I understand Sony going, okay, fine. They said no. Here's the thing: Sony legally would be allowed to just go. I don't give a fuck. I own Bloodborne. I can do
Yes.
it. But that would destroy their relationship with FromSoft. And right now, FromSoft's a golden goose.
Yes.
You don't really worship the golden goose.
A golden goose with a very close relationship to PlayStation.
Yeah. So I totally get. It's unfortunate because I know how much I have friends who love Bloodborne. I understand people how much people want Bloodborne. So I totally get, why it would happen. And on a side note, that did kind of kill any hopes for me to see a remake of it. So I finally did download it. So I'm gonna eventually play it. See what the hype's about. But regardless,
yeah.
Okay, so you can't do Bloodborne. Okay, for whatever reason, FromSoft doesn't want that to happen. One, why does the Jak and Daxter remaster matter? Just remake Jak and Daxter.
Yeah.
There's also Killzone. There's also Resistance. There's Infamous 1. Infamous 1 desperately needed something done to it. Infamous 2 could have just been ported, but Infamous 1, Uncharted 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are things. Sly Cooper.
Yep.
There are things you could have had them done. They did Shadow of the Colossus. Okay, then how do Ico?
Yeah, for real.
There are things you have.
Ico is still trapped on the PS2.
Twisted Metal. And you could have, and how the fuck Sony wants some live service? How the fuck do you not turn Twisted Metal into a live service by this point?
He was more into it than I was.
It would have worked.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad.
Like there's options you could have Bluepoint do, and it's mind boggling. It's like, nah, we can't find anything to do. Oh, how do you not find something for them to do?
And here's the thing too, let them do a project of their own. They're a competent studio. You're sitting here. Sony's on their own little fucking throne. They talk about all the time how fucking Horizon was just a fucking home run. They let Guerrilla do all their creative shit. Like, give that same possibility to Bluepoint. Reportedly, they pitched some of their own stuff, and Sony didn't said no. But back to the Bloodborne remake. It would literally print money.
No, again, and I get that. I 100% agree. And so again, Sony did greenlit that one because the money, they saw the money. But FromSoft, again, that's the baffling thing. I don't know why FromSoft said no. But
so I do have
you don't mess with the Golden
reporting
Goose
on that. So
okay,
PlayStation's Shuhei Yoshida had offered a theory like 2 years ago about it, and he said, my theory is, because I remember, Miyazaki-san really loved Bloodborne, what he created. So I think he's interested, but he's so successful and he's so busy, so he doesn't want to do it if he can't do it himself. He doesn't want anyone else to touch it.
And that's my theory too. That sounds the most likely theory, that he wants to do it himself, which I get, because when I hear Bloodborne, there is something very special about Bloodborne. So I'm interested to see what it is when I finally get a chance to play it. But so I get it, and again, I'm not I'm kind of glad that story came out with the Bloodborne and stuff, just because again, I know there's a lot of people who want it, and we know for a fact it's not happening.
Yeah,
it gets closure at least.
Yeah.
But it is head scratching. Why it's.
Yeah. I share your sentiment of that there's infinite things they could have done. Metal Gear Solid 1 remake. I'm sure Konami would let you do it.
Yeah, I'm sure Konami sure.
They gave Silent Hill 2 their probably most famous game in that franchise to Bloober Team, who at that point had pretty much just done Layers of Fear. And so they're like, okay, you get horror games. Let's see if you can get our horror game. Here you go. Here's our golden egg. So like, I'm sure that Konami would allow Bluepoint to fucking do Metal Gear Solid 1. And I think that would be fucking a star remake. Infamous 1. Why the fuck haven't they done that yet?
Mm-hmm.
Or Uncharted 1. Uncharted 1 is fucking rough. It's a great game that would deserve a great remake, and again, it would sell really well.
I'd already buy it. I love Uncharted.
Like, I can understand not doing Infamous because you're like, well, now Spider-Man's our Spider-Man and Wolverine. Insomniac is our superhero studio, so we're just gonna leave the superhero shit to them. Sucker Punch, they are samurai studio now. We're just gonna leave the samurai shit to them. But like, there's nothing stopping Uncharted. Naughty Dog's working on Intergalactic. We're probably not gonna see another Uncharted like game until way down the line.
Why we know God of War is being remade by Sony Santa Monica, but why isn't Bluepoint assisting with that?
They assisted on Ragnarok.
Well, like remakes are something's their wheelhouse. So like, yeah, assisting with Sony Santa Monica to help to do that would make a ton of sense.
Yeah. And again, they're a competent studio. You just said themselves. Why not greenlit one of their personal projects, the things that they're passionate about? We know how important passion is in this industry because, you know, Clair Obscur Baldur's Gate 3 showed it. Like, Larian's not returning to Baldur's Gate because they're not passionate about it anymore and they want to devote something that they're passionate about. That's why they're doing Divinity, which is Baldur's Gate, so I don't know what the fucking problem is with D&D, but whatever.
Like, I think it's less passion, more just Hasbro was a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yes, you're right. But still, it's still the idea of like, you know how good of a studio they are.
This is the dumbest studio closure since Tango.
Yeah, it's right up there with Tango. Honestly, I feel like it's a little bit worse than Tango because you literally just could have handed them a project of like one of your most popular games of all time, like Uncharted. Like, Uncharted is a very popular franchise. You could have just handed it to them and they would have remade it and you would have made a ton of money. Tango's games are a little bit more niche. So like, I think this one is worse because of the fact, like, you literally could have handed anything to them and they could have turned it to gold. Demon's Souls was an obscure action RPG from the PS3. And it sold like gangbusters with the PS5 because people were like, ooh, what the fuck's this?
And I think you're right because also, in a sense, I kind of expect better from Sony. Microsoft doing something stupid is like, okay, yeah, news, you know, Fork Found in Kitchen for Microsoft doing something stupid. Sony's like, they're pretty good at recognizing the talent they have. So this just, again, makes no sense.
Yeah. Like, fucking Guerrilla can release C-tier first-person shooters in Killzone for 10 years and get to work on Guerrilla. I mean, get to work on Horizon Zero Dawn. Bluepoint releases stellar remakes for 10 years, gets shut down. Like, it doesn't even make any fucking sense.
No, it doesn't.
And like, again, I don't have anything against Guerrilla Studios. I love the Horizon games. I'm just saying, like, there is something different here. And yes, the market is more competitive now than it was in 2017. But like, dude, remakes are like a huge part of the industry. They're no mess, no fuss. You know you're gonna make money off of them. Why wouldn't you want a studio in your arsenal that's constantly putting them out?
Look how Final Fantasy and Resident Evil are doing with the remakes right now. Everyone's craving Part 3 of Final Fantasy 7, and the next big question for Resident Evil is, what's going to remake next? We know remake's coming next. Is it going to be 5? Is it going to be Code Veronica?
It needs to be Code Veronica, but
I'm just saying, like, the remakes, you have a 30 years of stuff. 4 generations behind you now. You could have just given the remake studio anything to do.
Literally anything. Literally anything. Literally fucking anything.
Yeah, the one thing you wanted was Bloodborne, and FromSoft said no for whatever reason. Okay, fine. Scratch the obvious one off because FromSoft. You still have more than just Bloodborne.
Yeah. If, like, here's like another thing too. If they've been working with God of War, why not remake the PSP God of War games to go with Santa Monica's remakes of the trilogy?
Yeah, that would have worked.
How many fucking people have a PSP or a PS3? Because those are the only systems that those games are fucking on. Why not make more money?
You have your ex devs. it makes no sense. Especially, I guess we should probably go lead into the next thing. They did announce that, well, not announce. Jason Schreier also reported that they are no longer going to be putting their single player games on PC.
Yes.
I'm not actually skeptical about that. It makes sense from a certain angle. I'm more skeptical about it. Like, okay, again, you're pulling back to focus on your primary moneymaker with the PlayStation console.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That makes sense. If you're gonna do that, why are you closing one of your studios who can make games for your console?
Yeah, we can get into the PC thing. So I'm looking at a GameSpot article on it. Sony reportedly retreating from PlayStation's PC platform push. Sony is reportedly stopping its plans to release PS5 games on PC, ending an experiment that started a few years ago. The company will still consider multi-platform releases for online games like Marathon or Marvel Token and Horizon's Hunter's Gathering, while single-player games like Death Stranding 2 on the Beach and the upcoming Kena Scars of Cosmora are still coming to PC. But apart from those titles, no other PS5 single-player games are reportedly planned for PC release. According to Bloomberg reporter and friend of the show, Jason Schreier, last year's plans for a PC port of Ghost of Yotei were scrapped, and the upcoming action game Staros will remain exclusive on PS5. So, sources intimate with Sony's strategy did mention that plans could change in the future. Schreier added that several recent PlayStation games have not sold well on PC, partly due to Sony having an inconsistent release schedule for its games, and the company is looking to pivot back towards console exclusives. Schreier noted that Sony hasn't been launching its AAA titles day and date with PC, and as a result of that unpredictable cadence, it won't suffer at many consequences if it pulls back from the PC. Another factor that might have sealed the fate of PlayStation PC port is Microsoft's next Xbox, which is rumored to be more like a gaming PC than a traditional console. With reports indicating the next Xbox will support multiple storefronts, Sony executives were reportedly none too pleased about the idea of its flagship games running on Xbox branded hardware. What this means for Sony-owned studios Nix Software, who primarily focuses on PC ports, isn't known, although there's a chance the news isn't positive in the wake of Sony's recent closure of Bluepoint Games. Yeah, I fucking forgot about Nix. Let me take a minute to shout out Nix for their PC ports, since I know that you primarily do play them on your PS5. Nix does fucking technical wizardry. The fact that I can play fucking Spider-Man 2 on my Steam Deck is fucking crazy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think, I don't know. I think Nix has two responsibilities, because Nix was never like a game development studio like Bluepoint was.
Yeah.
But they have two fates, I think. One, they get shut down, which I hope doesn't happen. I think their most likely fate, when it sounds what's going right now, is they're essentially becoming a support studio.
Yeah.
You know, they'll help out the other studios where they need to be helped with. That's okay, which it is kind of suck, because it seems like their talents are primarily porting games to PC. And if you're just not going to do that anymore, kind of let them go and let them work freelance, and work with our companies to do that. So I don't know. What it sounds like to me is, so as you said, the live service games that are still remaining will be day and date, which that's fine. That always made sense. That's how those games need to be. So Marathon just did that today, or a couple of days. Marvel Token's going to do that, which makes sense. And then he mentioned Death Stranding 2 and Kena 2, which those are kind of like second party, because they don't own Kojima Productions. Yeah, and it'll probably the same thing with something like how Stellar Blade was done.
Yeah.
They don't have full rights to that thing, so they can't hold it. Which makes me does kind of head scratch a little bit about Wolverine to an extent. I know George said it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's like, there is Marvel we're dealing with here. Marvel could be like, you don't own it outright. We want it on PC, so they can kind of pull some strings there. So, but I can also see them not doing it, because Insomniac is owned directly by Sony.
Yeah.
And also, Spider-Man 2 surprisingly didn't sell it well on PC. So it seems like, yeah, whatever, we'll do fine enough. I'll just on PlayStation alone. That's fine. And then everything else is single player wise, just PlayStation. And I think that's okay.
Yeah.
because I always did think when they did this, I wasn't too against the idea of how they're doing the stagger releases, but I always did think like if there was a fork in the road, they had to go day and date or just stop entirely, they would just stop entirely,
Yeah.
and that's what they've done, and that is the healthier choice because we've seen what day and date does to Xbox.
Yeah.
A lot of people I've seen a lot of people pissing and moaning about this, like, well, Capcom said half their games are sold on PC. Capcom's a third-party publisher. They want their games everywhere. Sony's playing an entirely different ball game because they have a console. The moneymaker is the PlayStation Store. They want to drive people to that.
Yes. I agree with you. I agree with you that it makes sense and ultimately it's fine. I am disappointed because I really liked the improvements that these already great games have on PC. So it is disappointing for me as a predominantly PC player. My PS5 is staring at me right now like, what the fuck, dude? And so yes, ultimately I think this is fine. I think this is okay for Sony. I think honestly, if Microsoft was just releasing like a normal console the next generation, I don't think that this would have happened. I think that they would have still put their games on PC. But there is something to be said about an Xbox branded PC with Steam on it. You buy a PlayStation game that you waited for. I get that. Like, even though the console war is de facto pretty much over, Sony now is moving into, okay, so here's my competition. I've got Nintendo over here in this handheld space because I think most
Here's
people
the thing with Nintendo. They have never put their games anywhere else, and
Yes.
look how they're doing.
Yes, and so I think Sony's looking at that going, they're handheld. I'm selling a premium product. They're sticking to their guns on the exclusive things, so like obviously this still works. And then they're looking at over at Xbox and PC going, this was a good idea, but I think I stand to have more money and more revenue come in if I just keep this all to myself. So as a PC player, I'm disappointed. As a consumer, I think that this is still better for the gaming industry overall. I think it is a small net gain, but a net gain regardless. My problem now is just what Sony does with that nearly unlimited power,
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I also think you also mentioned the Xbox, but I also think there are kind of also side-eyeing Valve a little bit because Valve has a console-like PC thing coming out too.
Yep.
So Valve's no longer just like you're just running the PC storefront, whatever. I was like, Sony's looking at me going, you're trying to encroach into my space a little bit too now.
Yeah.
I don't want you to have my games.
Yeah, because I mean,
so
you could get a Steam machine, which is a decently powerful console. It's not more powerful than the PS5, but a decently powerful console. You get access to the Steam library, which infinite at this point, and some of those Sony games come over. So like, you buy a Steam machine, and by the time you're done playing God of War, Ragnarok, Nathan Drake Collection, Spider-Man 1 and 2, Miles Morales, and Returnal, the next PlayStation Day game is going to come out. So yeah, no, you're right. I think you're right that since Valve is stepping into this like console space a little bit, yeah, Sony's like, okay, hold on, that's not cool. So
yeah,
I do think this retreat is good for Sony.
It makes sense. I totally get it. I get it. They were never going to go day and day. I know people are like, oh, they should go day.
No.
They saw the destruction of Xbox. They were not going to do that. Yeah. Again, as I reiterate this, the whole PlayStation's main moneymaker is the PlayStation Store, like Valve, like Steam is for Valve.
Yeah,
that's how that 30% cut is what they really, really want.
I literally have bought every Spider-Man game twice because I bought it on PlayStation first. Mm-hmm. Loved the hell out of it, and it released on PC, and I bought it again.
Yeah, but Valve got that 30% cut there.
Yeah.
But the idea is, and we've talked about this a little before, like Spider-Man 2 had a really large budget, $300 million. Like, a little excessive. But people like, well, it has to do this to, release everyone to make a profit. That's not Spider-Man 2's purpose. Spider-Man 2's purpose was to make you buy a PS5 and make you buy it from the PlayStation Store, which it did successfully do that. That is the purpose of those games. Yep. Like, again, I mentioned Nintendo. Like, people, I would not buy a Switch if it didn't have Mario on it.
Yeah.
Like, A lot of people complain like, "Oh, exclusives are relics." No, they're not. Exclusives are what drive content. This is always what they've done.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
exclusives are not antiquated, as a former Microsoft VP Sarah Bond said. That
we'll get to
is
them.
the way. It is the way that people successfully make money in the video game industry. Like that is what it's either you're a console maker and you keep your best stuff to yourself, or you're third party and you give it to everybody. There is no in between, as we've seen.
Neither of us have an Xbox. If Hi-Fi Rush was exclusive to Xbox, would you have bought an Xbox?
I would have bought an Xbox, yes, because that game was stellar. And then because I just spent $300 on an Xbox to play one $30 game, I would have had to have sunk cost fallacy and found other shit to play on the Xbox. Therefore, I would have spent more money with Microsoft.
That's the game.
Yeah.
And Sony's known that too. And the experiment was understandable. I get why they try to do what they do. I think the staggered approach was the best way to do it if they were going to do it. I also understand pulling back at this point. I get it too.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm disappointed as a PC player. I hope that second-party games like Kenna, like Death Stranding 2, I hope that they do advocate for themselves in their contracts, because I do think that releasing as a timed exclusive on PlayStation and then going to PC is the right way to do it.
Yeah, no, I think that's fine. Which, like, one of Sony's big projects is something called the China Hero Project, which they do a lot of funding of Chinese games and stuff like that. And they have to still release on PC in China because China is still a very heavy PC territory. So a studio not releasing a game on their PC would basically be suicide.
Yeah.
So it's not. Yeah, it wouldn't be a smart idea for them to do that. So there'll still be PlayStation funded PC games, the multiplayer stuff, the second party stuff, the China Hero stuff, they'll still be there, but the main core PlayStation studios, they're gonna keep to themselves. That's fine.
And I think that's fine. Ultimately, I think that's fine. Would I still like CP on PC? Sure, but I'll play you yet, PS5.
Wolverine's coming. It'll turn on again.
September 15th, buddy. September 15th. I'll see you then. and honestly, not a single fucking second before.
No Saros?
Oh yeah, I guess Saros does come out. If fucking Pragmata fucking shits the bed and I don't like it, maybe Saros, but I think I'm gonna like Pragmata quite a bit.
Well,
so.
they did actually move up Pragmata's release date like a week today.
Oh shit. Fuck.
April
Really?
17th. Now it's April 17th, not 24th. So.
Fuck yeah. All right. Bonus story. Pragmata's released a week earlier. Fuck yeah, Capcom. Show them how it's fucking done. Fuck yeah. God damn. Fuck yeah. Bonus story. Capcom is just like the best fucking publisher developer right now.
It's Chadcom.
It's
That's too easy. I couldn't resist doing it.
Chadcom. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I need art of Chadcom. If you're watching this, I need fan art of Chadcom. Show me what Chadcom is. Fuck yeah.
You just need a t-shirt that says Chadcom, but it's the entire Capcom font.
I need that. I need that fucking now. I need that right fucking now. Cause god damn, they're so good. Oh man. Man, it's such a shame because I want to put Sega in the same category, but Sega doesn't sound as good with Chad in the middle of it.
No.
Okay, well, we've had our little reprieve. Let's get back to the bad news. We've mentioned them multiple times during the show. Good old Xbox, our favorite punching bag. We wouldn't have to if they just stopped making it so damn easy.
It's Phil. Well,
go ahead.
I would say it's one last time punching him for old time's sake.
Start burn, 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 burn. So yeah, it's probably you've probably heard it in the news. Phill Spencer is officially retired from Xbox, replaced with new CEO of Xbox of Microsoft Gaming, Asha Sharma.
Mhm.
Sarah Bond is gone, and Matt Booty is promoted to VP and Chief Content Officer. So lots to get to. This is
Go ahead. Finish your
I was gonna
thought.
say this is gonna have far-reaching
Oh yeah.
implications across the video game industry.
So I kind of want to break this into 3 parts. So kind of like I kind of first part, a recollection on Phill, his time there, and then
Yeah.
how the transition went down between him retiring to the new CEO, and then what do we think the new CEO is gonna do?
Yeah.
Um,
I
so
think that's good.
we'll start with going over Phil's tenure. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I know a lot of people respect him. I don't think he was that good for Xbox. I generally don't.
I think I don't think that
It,
I'm willing to say that. I think that he tried to bring Xbox into a modern age that he saw, and it just ended up being the wrong call. Kind of like a Dreamcast situation where like the Dreamcast had a lot of modern features that the world just really wasn't ready for or cared about. And I think as we move further away from Phill Spencer's time at Xbox, I think we will start to see a lot of his things that he thought were going to be prevalent be prevalent. Um, but I mean, he joined Microsoft in the late
Eight-
'80s. Worked his
88, I
way up.
think.
Yeah, '88. Yep. He worked his way up from an intern. He was part of Xbox Gaming day one, and helped launch the original Xbox and the 360. He reportedly is majorly credited for Microsoft taking the bullet of repairing all of the Red Ring consoles, saying that like we can't walk away from this opportunity to have all this good faith with our players. He unfortunately got handed to Xbox after the disastrous launch of the Xbox One, and fought extremely hard to gain back some of that market share, decoupling the Kinect with the Xbox, introducing Game Pass, um, introducing backwards compatibility with the Xbox. Like he made a lot of I think consumer friendly, gamer friendly moves.
Yeah, I guess you're right. What I say? I'm saying negative, but just more. Because I'm probably just thinking of recency bias. Because
Sure.
yeah, you're right. I mean, him pushing the lead trial of Red Ring is a good thing. He, he did try to stem the bleeding of Xbox One as best he could. And Game Pass at that time was a good idea because it did help Xbox stay somewhat afloat.
Yeah.
I really just think the shit went really wrong with his ideas with it on the series time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, so after when the Xbox One PS4 generation was in the rearview mirror, Phill Spencer reportedly said we lost the most important console generation, and it
it's
was.
true.
People formed their digital libraries. Sunk cost fallacy keeps people on a console platform, but I mean, Phil's never stopped trying. Like I do think at certain points Game Pass was the best value in gaming, and um, I think what ended up happening was the pressure to succeed made Phill make some really rash decisions, and those rash decisions came back and bit him. Buying Bethesda, I think, was a decent decision. I think you got a lot of access to a lot of studios that were doing stuff that your studios were not doing, so it kind of rounded out your portfolio. Because I mean, prior to buying Bethesda, they didn't really have a good RPG studio. They didn't have a single player like shooter game studio. So that one I think went over pretty well. It's then the Activision Blizzard one where we get all of the problems. You spent over $70 billion. Satya Nadella's involved, looking at your bottom line, and then we just kind of roll out of control.
Yeah, and that was the beginning of the end. I do think there were still some missteps. Like again, the Game Pass idea, I think, because again, here's the thing: the Game Pass idea has morphed into other companies. Like PlayStation has a similar service now too. It's not as extensive as Game Pass. It doesn't do the day and date stuff, which I think is the better call. I think that's also what it didn't help them doing that. And then buying Bethesda was an interesting thing. I think he should have tried and use that more before we went to Activision. Activision was the beginning of the end. Like that was because there's no way you're going to spend that much money and not have Satya Nadella breathe down your neck, and that's exactly what happened, and that's why we're here.
So like in retrospect, I think Phill Spencer's time. I think you and I have said that he needed to leave for a while now, and it's just because after Activision Blizzard, like he just kind of felt lost. Like you didn't know how to win people back. And like we said, we both would have bought a console for Hi-Fi Rush. Like the secret has always been just making great games, and that's a problem that Xbox has had since like 2009, 2010. Like the back half of the Xbox 360 era was literally nothing but Kinect slop. And Sony seized that opportunity to be like, all right, we're going to release fucking Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3 and Infamous 2 and Last of Us, and ended up selling more than Xbox 360 did.
But that first half, they were beating Sony. Yeah. They were doing it with the backs of Halo 3, Gears of War,
Left 4 Dead.
Like Left 4 Dead. They had Mass Effect. The first Mass Effect is exclusive.
Oblivion.
The first Bioshock.
Oblivion was a console exclusive.
The first Bioshock.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the right idea, and it was working, and then they just walked away from the idea.
Yep. They chased trends. I think that's really what it was. So they saw they were making a good amount of money. Then they looked over at Nintendo, and Nintendo is literally drowning under the amount of money that the Wii and DS are dousing them in. And they're like, okay, we could do motion controls. And then they chased the motion control things with the Kinect. Everybody fucking hated the Kinect. Everybody that was watching Microsoft at E3 went, can't we just see more Halo and Gears of War, please? I don't want this fucking like make believe animal. I got a real dog. Like, give me Gears of War or Halo. And then like with the Xbox One announcement, like they were chasing this multimedia thing with the birth of streaming and stuff, and so everybody's like, I just want to see Gears of War and Halo and Forza. Like, just show me Gears of War and Halo. And I think Phill Spencer brought him out of that chasing trends thing. He let the Kinect die. He made a better Xbox with the Xbox One S. I think backwards compatibility and the PC day and date stuff, the early days of Play Anywhere, I think those were very healthy consumer first initiatives. But like, you still gotta give us a reason to buy the box or the game, dog. Like, you're doing all this great stuff, but then you release Halo 5 Guardians, and it's like, well, what happened here?
Yeah, that's
or you release Gears of War 4 and Gears of War 5. Like, hey, why are these games bad? These are like your best IPs. Why are these games bad?
Where then you have Marvel knocking on your door saying, hey, you want to make it exclusive for us? And you go, no. So they go to Sony, and Sony goes, hell yeah. Wait, it's Sony. You want to make a Spider-Man game?
Hey, wait. The guy across the street told you no? What a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a Spider-Man game? We're Insomniac Studios, and we'd like to make a Spider-Man game. like, there definitely were missteps with Phill Spencer's tenure, but I do think that a lot of his initiatives are about to get thrown out the fucking window, and everybody's going to wish that they were back. Because they were very consumer and gamer friendly. Like, that's a thing that I think we need to hold on to about Phill Spencer's tenure, is like, the dude was a gamer. Like, he cared about the Xbox ecosystem and did try to make it better and more competitive. I just think when it came to actually managing the business, I think he took shortcuts like buying Bethesda and Activision rather than saying, hey, Playground, want to make a Fable game? Because I think if he did that, if he put some of his studios in more uncomfortable positions and like gave them the ability to be creative, I think we would have had a more competitive 9th generation of consoles. because I think that Xbox really does have talent there and really does have the ability to kind of hit back against Sony. They just didn't. They just didn't.
No, and he wasn't very good at like he advertised the idea of the ecosystem, but never advertised the games. He's like we mentioned before, Outer Worlds 2 barely had any advertisement for it. And Outer Worlds 2 is fantastic.
Hellblade
so, like,
2.
Mm-hmm.
No marketing.
Like in essence, he put the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
You can't advertise the box itself and then just let the games fall wayside. Like that's not what Sony does. Sony's like, yeah, like here's this cool looking Wolverine game. Get a PlayStation 5 if you want to play it.
Yeah. Well, I also like think back to the reveals, like Sony's like original PlayStation 5 reveal. They literally had like 40 minutes of games, 10 minutes for the console and accessories, 20 more minutes of games. You know, like
you're buying the yes, I can watch YouTube. I watch too much YouTube on my PlayStation, but that's not why I bought it. I bought it because I want to play more games.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, I give credit to Phill Spencer for taking back a lot of the market share that they lost during the launch of the Xbox One. I was working at Target at the time when the PS4 and Xbox Ones launched. We never had PlayStation 4s in stock. We always had Xbox Ones in stock. Nobody wanted to pay $500 and spend an extra $100 over the PlayStation price for a fucking Kinect.
No, but like they did do better. But even when we were working at GameStop the second half of that generation, we still had a hard time keeping PS4s in stock compared to the Xbox.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's because they had great games and just kept cranking them out. And so I think, on the one hand, Phill Spencer, extremely gamer friendly, and I appreciate that about him. Terrible manager. Terrible fucking manager. Never got anything done that actually needed to be done. And so, go ahead. Go ahead.
I would say I feel like it kind of leads us into our how the transition went down, because I think there was some not good things that happened.
There's more to the story.
The fact that they announced his retirement and it basically was effective immediately, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Like Jim Ryan announced his retirement and had like 6 months before he retired.
Same thing with Doug Bowser just last year. He announced his retirement like in August, and he was officially retired at the end of the year. Like,
anytime something's
say what?
Reggie Fils-Aimé, he had time.
Yeah. Anytime something's effective immediately, it's not good.
No.
So let's get into the story. I'm looking at an IGN article about it. He announced his retirement. Well, so they announced his retirement on a Friday. It was Friday the
it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was Friday the 27th. No, that was last Friday. It was Friday the 20th. And he was supposed to be retired on February 23rd, which was a Monday. Which was last Monday. And so, but I guess some news leaked, and then that forced them to make the announcement. And so, so his retirement was effective as of Monday, February 23rd, several days after the announcement. Sarah Bond resigned. The new CEO will be Asha Sharma, with Matt Booty being chief content officer. And and so all this news just came out, bam, 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 like immediately. Phill Spencer said in his email to staff, last fall, so fall of 2025, I shared with Satya that I was thinking about stepping back and starting the next chapter of my life. From that moment, we aligned on approaching this transition with intention, ensuring stability, and strengthening the foundation we've built. Xbox has always been more than a business. It's a vibrant community of players, creators, and teams who care about what we build and how we build it. And it deserves a thoughtful and deliberate plan for the road ahead. I'd like to stop and discuss something there. Fall last year was when I think Microsoft took a step towards third party that you can never take back. And that step was releasing Halo on PlayStation. I truly believe that Phill Spencer did not want to take Xbox games third party. I think that's why there was.
Go ahead. I think that's why he's retiring early. I think that's why he was immediately, because he didn't want to. Satya is running the show, and he did not want to do the things Satya wanted to do, and he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. He just like
we discussed a lot last year about why Xbox just won't rip off the Band-Aid and say they're going third party, and it's because I think Phill Spencer didn't want to. Phill Spencer wanted Call of Duty to be an Xbox exclusive. He wants the next Elder Scrolls to be Xbox exclusive. His happiest day would be if fucking Starfield never came to PlayStation. But Satya Nadella said, "You just spent $70 billion of my dollars. Look at how successful PlayStation is. Look how much Call of Duty PlayStation is buying. We're not doing that anymore. Give them Indiana Jones. Give them Outer Worlds 2. Let's keep fucking rolling. Forza Horizon 5 fucking releasing on PlayStation. Forza Horizon 6 will also be releasing on PlayStation. Let's get this shit moving. Fable, PlayStation. Like, the shift of Xbox, I think, has forced Phill Spencer's hand, and he's like, I'm done. I'm out. I can't do this anymore. This was not the Xbox that I wanted to build, so I'm out.
No. But there is, and this kind of feeds back to what we were saying earlier, the mistakes he made. Come on, you cannot have not saw this coming when you because he was the one who convinced Canada to buy Activision.
Yeah.
Like, you really think you would have spent that much money and he would just let you like not make sure he got a return on investment immediately?
Yeah.
Like,
that first year with Call of Duty on Game Pass came and went, and 80% of the fucking box sales were on PlayStation. It's like, how do you ignore that?
Like, it's definitely, and I understand wanting to be done with it because I was thinking, but there's just like, he had a hand in this, and the Silent Dell had a hand in this. It's just an all around just awful situation. One of the things that surprised me most with this is I was assuming that once Phill Spencer left, because I would have thought, because he was getting up there in age, I thought, okay, maybe Sarah Bond was going to take his place. The fact that she resigned too is one part makes me wonder, like, if she had a similar vision to him, and she didn't want to deal with the crap that he was going through with Nadella either. And also, part of the things to me, I just fired her because there was an article released by The Verge. We talked about it pre-show, but you couldn't pull it up just because of paywall stuff. It was essentially blaming her for everything and saying she was difficult to work with and stuff like that. And it's like that. There was issues, Sarah Bond. She made mistakes, but like, this was not all her fault.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
In fact, that Microsoft essentially kind of put on. We know how some of these type of media things can work. Microsoft kind of pushed that type of article out, so they're playing a weird game.
Yeah.
Trying to blame her for everything. But because of that, because of Phill Spencer leaving immediately, something's rotten in the water.
Yeah.
Which I think leads.
I'm assuming it's just the overwhelming pressure from Satya Nadella that they were just like, yeah, I'm just done. This wasn't what I built. I'm just done. I truly think that that's just what it was, because I mean, there was multiple reports last year of Satya Nadella increasing their profit goals and them just kind of being unattainable, and that's what led them to like raise the price of Game Pass and stuff like that. And I don't think Phill Spencer was with that, because again, he was a gamer. He was a very gamer, consumer first kind of minded person, and so I'm sure that he fought like hell to not have to raise Game Pass prices. But that's just not the way business works. But let's finish off Phill Spencer's statement here. Today marks an exciting new chapter for Microsoft Gaming as Asha Sharma steps into the new role of CEO, and I want to be the first to welcome her to this incredible team. Working with her over the past several months has given me tremendous confidence. She brings genuine curiosity, clarity, and a deep commitment to understanding players, creators, and the decisions that shape our future. We know this is an important moment for our fans, partners, and teams, and we are committed to getting it right. I will remain in an advisory role through the summer to support a smooth handoff. So I think we've talked about Phill Spencer enough. Let's move away from him and let's talk about Ash Sharma. Who's she? I'd never heard of her till this point.
She is the former, well, before she moved to Xbox, she was still worked at Microsoft. She was the CEO of Core AI products.
Yes. Yeah, Sharma is the former VP of Product and Engineering at Meta, former Instacart COO, and is also currently still on the board of Home Depot. She joined Microsoft all the way back in 2024. And yes, since coming to Microsoft, she has been CEO of the Core AI team. Looking at her statement. My first job is simple. Understand what makes this work and protect it. That starts with 3 commitments. First, great games. Second, the return of Xbox. We will recommit to our core Xbox fans and players, those who have invested with us for 25 years, and developers who have built their expansive universes and experiences on Xbox. And then she goes on to say, third, future of play. We are witnessing the reinvention of play. To meet the moment, we will invent new business models and new ways to play by leaning into what we already have: iconic teams, characters, and the worlds we love. But we will not treat those worlds as static IP to milk or monetize. We will build a shared platform and tools that empower developers and players to create and share their own stories. As monetization and AI evolve to influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided to us. So, yeah.
I mean, this also tells me also why it tells me Phil's pushed out, because I don't think Phill and Sarah wanted AI in their games.
No,
I really don't. Like, not to the extent Satya does. I think they were a bit more lenient about it compared to Sony and Nintendo. But Satya is huge in this shit, and I guarantee they didn't want to be as huge into it as he was. And since she was Core AI, she's just gonna let it happen. She's put out a statement saying that's not the case. I don't believe her.
Yeah.
I straight up do not. Especially considering I've seen some things from her on social media where people were asking her questions, and she was putting out. Okay, denies it. You can deny all you want. Like the statements, the tweets she put out were very clearly some ChatGPT ass answers. Like you asked ChatGPT, what good video games? Say my favorite games are, and then put into the statement. Yeah. Like, no. Like I can see what you prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. That's fine. If you can prove me wrong, great. I don't think you're going to.
Yeah. For the record, for my record, I don't think so it's very clear that she doesn't play video games, doesn't know much about the industry. That is not a bad thing in my opinion. She's there to run. Fine. Yeah, she's there to run a business. If she has experience in running businesses, that's fine. But what she needs to do is understand enough about this business to understand why these kind of things are important to people. And I think that's where the disconnect is. I do think that she will push AI. I do think that this is inescapable from Microsoft's end. It's just what's going to happen. And honestly, if you're a fucking small developer at Microsoft, boy oh boy, you better get your resume ready. Studios like Undead Labs and Double Fine and ZeniMax, all they're doing is fucking Elder Scrolls Online. Like those kind of studios, I bet you are gonna run into some issues.
I do think Phill. I mean, they had a lot of layoffs, but I do think Phill tried his best to try and minimize as much he could.
Yeah,
I don't think she'll do that.
No,
I think she will be Satya Nadella's yes woman. Like I think if he says jump cut, she'll do it.
Yeah, if he says make Game Pass $40 a month, no brainer. Let's it's just it's you know it's just this is not the end for Xbox that I wanted for them.
No, we joked about the show because we used a thumbnail on a previous episode a while back. It's called the end of Xbox, but not like this. This
Yeah.
going down the AI rabbit hole and being
Yeah.
destroyed by it was not the end I was thinking. Because as I think they did say that they are working on another console. Considering I don't think it's going anywhere. They'll probably release it. I don't think it'll do well. Considering everything else going on with Microsoft,
I think
and
I
Valve
think
flipping.
I think it's just going to be like a Steam machine, like a budget PC. I think that's truly what it's going to be.
No,
makes
I
the
think
most
I agree with
sense.
that.
Yeah.
And I think they've confirmed that's what it's going to be, but it's like I think the Steam machine will outsell it. I don't.
Yeah.
I think this is the last Xbox anything we'll get in terms of hardware. The software side of it will go on a little bit longer, but I genuinely worried. Like Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was already infested with this AI slop, and I don't know what's going to get better. I think I'm worried they're making Cydia make games with AI slop.
Yeah.
Because Microsoft seems to think AI is the answer for everything, and it's very clearly not. And also, a big question is, okay, because I have firmly the belief the AI bubble is going to pop. And when it does, Microsoft's going in for a world of hurt. So what are they going to do to Xbox to try and recover anything they can when that bubble pops?
Yeah, they're going to start they're going to close down studios left and fucking right.
They're going to salvage it for parts.
Yeah, I would imagine that any smaller studio would just be blipped right out. And then honestly, I bet you all the major studios would have significant reductions of headcount. Like, can you imagine being in a world where a Call of Duty dev studio experiences layoffs? Like, holy shit.
I mean, because it's fucking AI. Sony and Nintendo will be fine. It should be. I think Sony may take a little bit of a nick with it, but not by much. They don't seem to be really care for the AI stuff. Nintendo doesn't care about it at all, so they'll be fine. But Microsoft is deep in this stuff. And the fact they put an AI executive in charge of Xbox,
and we were just talking too about how Phill Spencer was a bad manager, like in terms of like getting the games out. Asher Sharma doesn't know anything about this. Nope. So unless she's leaning super hard into Matt Booty, who also is not very good at that, nothing's gonna get done.
Nope.
Nothing's
gonna get done. Arguably get worse because they think AI can solve the problem.
Yeah.
And they'll put out things that, oh, this is made with AI, and then it's the biggest pile of dog dung you ever seen.
Yeah.
Which is saying a lot because they put out Redfall.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into Sarah Bond's statement because I think it's interesting. Sarah Bond, like I said, left effective immediately. And it's very clear. I think part of the reason why she left is because I think she believed in Phil's vision for Xbox and that we weren't going down that path. But I also think that she probably left because I think she thought she was going to be the next in line, and she wasn't. So pretty clear jumping off point if you say so. If I say so myself. But let's get into Sarah Bond's statement. This is what she sent internally to her colleagues. Hi team, I know there's a lot of news to take in today. I'm incredibly proud of what we've built together over the past 8+ years. PC and cloud gaming are growing faster than ever. Our next console is well underway, and together we've helped lay the foundation for a more open gaming platform that spans devices and reaches players around the world. Because the This is an Xbox campaign was hers. And despite our problems with it, if you're going third party, I feel like the campaign was pretty successful in terms of like explaining like you play fucking Xbox games on whatever device. And if that's your new intention, I think that the messaging was pretty good on that, but not good for selling Xboxes. No. When we announced our intention to acquire Activision Blizzard in 2022, I committed to helping lead Xbox through what would be a critical period of change. Over the past 4 years, we've navigated that moment together and positioned the business for what comes next. We took on some of the biggest challenges this organization has ever faced, and we did it as one team. With that, I've decided it's the right time for me to take my next step, both personally and professionally. We're living through a transformative technological era that will shape the next generation of our industry, and I'm energized for what's ahead. This moment also presents a unique opportunity for fresh eyes and new leadership to guide the team into its next chapter. I've had the privilege of spending time with Asher over the last few weeks as we plan for this transition, and I've seen her firsthand, her commitment to our players, developers, and brand. And then she just goes on and glazes Asher a little bit more. I want to thank Phill for his mentorship and friendship over the years. He's been a consistent champion of this business and the people who make it what it is, and I've learned a great deal from the way he leads through both opportunity and challenge. I'm grateful for his trust and support throughout my time on the team. I also want to thank Satya Nadella for his sponsorship and support throughout my time on Xbox. As I prepare to sign off, I'm reflecting on 3 simple questions I've tried to use to guide my days. Did I bring my best? Did I help someone else succeed? Did I do my best work? I hope the answer has been yes for many of you. It's been a privilege to work alongside this team. Always, Sarah. So, completely devoid of details.
Very corporate statement.
Yeah,
Not unexpected though.
But in between the corpo, you definitely can feel the emotion from the person. I think. This reeks of me of regret. This reeks of like I don't want to leave right now. But her hand has been forced in some kind of way. Whether it's the switch to third party or not wanting to work for Asha Sharma, like something is pushing her to leave. And no matter what, it's not good. No matter what.
This is right. As much as we shit on, we shit on Phill Spencer and Matt Sarah Bond for the decisions they made over the past 2 years. Them going down like this to an AI CEO was not how I wanted that. Like I wanted them to make better decisions, not get replaced by an AI CEO.
Yeah. Because I mean, like we discussed, like this is not good for Xbox. This is the end of Xbox. It's like this is
If we come back, if we come back in 3-4 years and we were wrong, great. But it's an AI CEO. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think we will be. That's the thing. I don't think we will be. I think that is it's just well past. It's just well past anything that I think anybody expected, really. I just, yeah, this is pretty terrible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty terrible stuff.
It's going. We're not gonna have a good Xbox. We're not gonna have a good Xbox headlines anytime soon. We're gonna get layoffs. We're gonna get crap made with AI. It's not gonna be pretty. We're gonna wish for Phill Spencer to come back.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, like a lot of the Xbox player base sentiments is already the same. Like Asher Sharma did not do herself any favors by having those AI responses to people's questions. Like I think this is the moment where you could have endeared yourself with people and said, "Hey, yeah, I'm not really into gaming. This is new for me. What are some great games that I could check out? Like, why is this game your favorite? You know?" And then do it. Like, do the work. Show that you are willing to learn about this business. And then, again, I think having a business-minded CEO probably is a good thing for Xbox. You've had problems releasing content and stuff like that. Someone more business-minded will keep you on your schedules. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing, but you need to endear yourself.
Yeah, a lot of Sony's and Nintendo CEOs are business-minded people. They're not really gamers,
Yeah.
especially Sony's, but they do it. They know that putting out the good content is what makes the PlayStation successful. So they do what they gotta do.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just
it's rough.
The worst person to take a spot would be an AI CEO, and that's exactly what they did.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And unfortunately, there's no going back there. There's no going back.
No.
I think this is probably going to be the last good year for Xbox. I think Xbox has a stellar year lined up with things like Horizon 6 and Fable.
Yeah, because those games near the finish line, so they can't really do anything with those.
Yeah, but I think starting next year we're really going to see the signs of this new Xbox regime. But I mean, honestly, I think we'll probably see signs of it this year too. I bet you PC Game Pass goes up in price because it really has been relatively unaffected by like the Xbox console prices going up and stuff like that. PC is a pretty big format for them, so I bet you PC Game Price goes up. I wouldn't be surprised if console Game Pass goes up again. Like we'll see effects this year, but I think Fable and Horizon will be such good games that people will be like, yeah, we're not really noticing it. And then, but next year I think is when people will be like, oh fuck, this sucks. Holy shit.
You gotta be. Everyone who is involved with AI and pushes it's a real piece of work, and now these real pieces of work are in full control of Xbox.
Yep. Game over.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we'll end it. Unfortunately, that's where the news ends. Sorry. Sorry about you.
No good news. Go play something from Chadcom.
Yeah, go play something from Chadcom. They will not do you wrong. No AI. No AI in Chadcom. Chadcom's been AI-less. Only Chads. Just leagues of Chads grinding away on next Resident Evil, next Monster Hunter. Just fucking grinding away. Rise and grind, every Chad says at Chadcom. And then they bust out Resident Evil 9, and then 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, bust out Monster Hunter Stories 3. 6 weeks after that, Pragmata. Fucking just raking it in. Chadcom can never do you wrong. Xbox will hurt you. Chadcom will pick you up, cradle you, and tell you it's going to be okay. Here's the gun. Shoot that zombie. Just what it is. Chadcom, our savior. But let's know in the comments. How do you think this CEO shift is going to affect Xbox? Did you play Highguard? Are you mourning Highguard's death as it rides off into the dead fucking live service graveyard? Yeah. Are you gonna make us a Chatcom shirt? Let us know in the comments. I really hope that last one is a yes. I need a Chadcom shirt now. About to just title this episode the Chadcom episode, and nobody will know what the fuck it is. We don't get to the Chadcom reveal until like an hour and 15 minutes into this, and so they're just gonna be like, "What the fuck's Chadcom? What the fuck's Chadcom?" And then it's a 2-minute thing, and they're like, "That was not worth it." But here we are, still laughing about it. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you don't miss any of our uploads. We got a lot of exciting stuff planned for the future, so please subscribe so you don't miss anything. And we will see you in the next episode.
Adios.